think we're all in budget mode right now because we've all been forced to it, but more than, go back a month. And Dave Sant with Cyprus Credit Union, he's here with us every week to give us some great ways to either budget or to start a savings account. You're always helping us out financially. And Dave, there's a lot of myths about budgeting, but I think my biggest thing with a budget is I hate feeling like I have rules set and I have to follow it. Is that terrible?
No, I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people, when you think budget, they think restrictive. But
Right.
the cool thing about the budget is if you're doing it right, and you're really sticking to it, is a budget becomes enabling. It's not restricting. It allows you to do things. If you want to make a big purchase, if you're wanting to pay for your kids to go to school, if you're wanting to, have goals for retirement, if you're budgeting just right, you're enabling that money to be there for you. That money's not going to get sucked into, day-to-day expenses that you're not planning on. That budget is going to be able to really work for you and enable you to use money in the future.
Well, and that's actually a really good way to look at it and to think about it, because I need to retrack my brain and think about it. You know what? I'll be able to buy that when I want to if I could just learn to budget. What about the people that just say, you know what? I don't like to budget and I'm not going to do it.
The people who are going to say that, everybody should have a budget. Everybody should make the time to budget. I think a lot of times people say, I'm not going to do it because for a lot of us, the reason we don't do things is we don't have time. We think that
True.
it's not going to work for us. Now, a budget might take a long time to build at the beginning, but once you have it set and once you have it just right, you're able to refine it each month. You're not have to spend a time rebuilding it from scratch because you found one that works for you. And really what you want to do is don't feel like it has to be perfect to begin with. Start and sit down and say, here's what I think I'm spending. Your first month could just be, here's what I anticipate I spend. I think I'm spending this much on groceries. I think I'm spending this much on entertainment. I think I'm spending this much on, eating out. And then your first month, you'd really be able to, as you're recording all of your expenses, you'd be able to really realize if what you think is what you're spending, or you might see, I'm spending $100 more here than I thought I was, or I thought I'm spending this much, I'm really spending this much less. You'd be able to start moving things around.
That's it. And move things around and be flexible because your budget could change and you're going to learn as you go. What about, if you have no debt whatsoever and you're like, why even budget if I'm doing just fine?
The reason why is because it's going to help you prepare so you can stay that way. I think that's a goal a lot of people have, is you can pay for everything and not have to go into debt, but it's going to allow you to be able to have that money set aside. And you can start to, if you don't have a car payment because you paid off your car, your budget can now sit there. Instead of saying you're putting $300 aside for a car payment each month, now that $300 could go into savings that you're saving for your next car payment, so that when you're ready to buy another car, you don't have to get that debt. You'd be able to have the money already sitting there.
And we're all in quarantine mode, and I think a lot of people's expenses has dropped. So now is a good time to do a good hard look at your life and say, you know what, I don't need to spend that much money on this. I really can budget here and there. And it's a good way to do it. If they would like to talk to somebody at Cyprus Credit Union, how can they do so, Dave?
Yeah, we've got great resources for everybody. We've got wonderful tips on cypruscu.com, tons of articles about budgeting on our blog, and we have financial experts that are able to help you to open accounts, help you in any way you need it.
Dave, you're the best, and you've inspired me. I'm gonna sit down and be a little bit better about my budget. So thank you.
Hey, thank you.
See you later.